Originally, I didn't want to mention this for the interview, but okay, the biggest secret in the book is that Bill Cipher, it turns out, he is Don't tell anyone I said that.
Summer may be ending, but Gravity Falls season is upon us once again, as we're mere weeks away from the release of The Art of Gravity Falls, a book that's not only going to provide insight into never-before-seen art, along with other goodies like lost episodes, but major secrets that will deepen the lore of Gravity Falls, with the marketing really leaning into the idea that we're going to have one major revelation that is going to blow our minds. What could this revelation be? And what other new Gravity Falls content is on the horizon? Given that we know they're cooking up some new animated shorts, let's talk about it. Barnes & Noble recently released a newsletter for the art book, which included an in-character message from Dipper and Mabel, which reads, "Buy our book," a guest post by Dipper and Mabel Pines.
Hi readers, it's me, Mabel. Mabel, easy, you're going to break the exclamation point key.
But I have so much to exclaim.
Okay, I'm taking over the keyboard now.
Hey folks, I'm Dipper Pines, seasoned paranormal investigator,
And that's my twin sister, Mabel, who is the reason they have to put "do not eat" labels on fruit-scented erasers. That's right, we're here because we were invited by the guy who invented books, Barnaby Nobles.
Barnes and Noble.
To tell you about the new best book of all time, The Art of Gravity Falls. This book has everything. Colors, words, never-before-seen art, and secrets about me and Dipper's bonkers summer in Gravity Falls. You have the Mabel guarantee. It will explode an inspiration bomb in your face.
To any law enforcement agents, that's a metaphor. This book is not a bomb.
Please don't put us in jail. Plus, there's a fold-out postery page of every single sweater I've ever worn. What?
Mabel, don't forget the hidden cryptograms.
Me and Ford have been looking at this book through magnifying glasses,
Pointed at microscopes, which are pointed at telescopes,
and we're starting to think that there might be a massive secret in these pages right under our noses that could finally reveal everything. Lol, I don't know about that, Mr. Paranoid. But the Barnes & Noble edition does have one nifty secret. A perfect removable replica of the letter that Wendy gave to Dipper on our last day in town, that you can have for your very own.
My letter from Wendy is in this book? Wait, don't look at that. That's private. Don't buy this book. As you can see, they're definitely preparing us for some sort of mind-shattering reveal that'll be hidden within the book. Something that may not be explicitly stated through normal text, but a cryptogram. I'm guessing it'll be something along the lines of Blendon's message in Journal 3, something that serves as an extensive lore dump, but you're really gonna have to work to decode it. But what could it be? Dipper and Mabel's letter makes it seem like it'll be something involving the town itself, while Alex seems to be teasing Bill Cipher shenanigans. If we're diving into the mystery of Gravity Falls itself, that means we may uncover what the source of weirdness truly is. What attracts all these supernatural entities to Gravity Falls in the first place? Which makes sense, as the book will be getting into a lot of cut content and unrealized ideas. But if it's related to Bill, then I imagine this will end up being a pseudo follow-up to the Book of Bill, as Bill's fate has sort of always been up in the air. He's currently in a multi-dimensional metaphysical rehab facility, but ultimately, he wants someone to make contact with his petrified body so that he can possess them and unleash Weirdmageddon once again. But since that scheme didn't pan out in the Book of Bill, maybe the Art of Gravity Falls will center around a different scheme. It's also possible that we'll be diving deeper into Bill Cipher's origins, and as a result, questions about Gravity Falls will be answered in the process.
Oh, that's such a good question. Honestly, the character we may have had the hardest time designing was Dipper. Believe it or not, he's so simple, right? He's just a little bean with a hat. But Dipper was originally really inspired by my memories of growing up. And I remembered puberty is really confusing. I remember feeling like I wanted to grow up faster than I actually could. And I didn't feel like I'd grown into my body yet. I was waiting for my growth spurt. And I had so much sort of anxiety and stress. Am I a kid? Am I a teen? What am I? And that contradiction was very difficult to put into a design. So in early versions of Dipper, he's got a lot more of these like hipster affects. Like he's trying to look cool. Like he's wearing like a sea captain's hat or like a big like jacket, or like he's almost like trying to look like trendy or tortured or like a poet or something. And none of those felt right. And it took the whole team playing around to just say like, what if he was just a little bean in shorts with a vest? And there was just something very you could feel Dipper's embarrassment somehow through that drawing. So I ended up making him kind of more naive and sweet even than I was at that age, and that's what made the design click.
This book really will be the end-all to be-all for Gravity Falls fans, as it comes with a complete series bible, development notes around the pilot, a collection of scrapped characters, an exploration of not only the writing process, but how they actually plotted out the series across the 2 seasons, which will include an episode graveyard. We'll also see different iterations of the Mystery Shack and the story of Bill Cipher's origin, supporting the idea that the big revelation will be tied back to him. And this is everything they're just willing to talk about now. This book will be an invaluable resource if you're interested in making your own show. There's just something else they're leaning into with the marketing. They want people to look at this art book as a source of inspiration and not just pretty pictures to look at. Judging by the previews at San Diego Comic-Con, every single episode of the show will have its own dedicated section, or at least a spread of 2 pages, not only including various forms of art, but insight from Alex Hirsch himself. For example, do you want to know why he settled on gnomes being the first adversaries in the series? It's because when he was a kid, his mom had the classic Dutch book, Gnomes, which was an extremely convincing field guide to the diets, heights, and anatomy of gnomes. As a result, Hirsch fully believed gnomes were real and would stalk anyone in his neighborhood who was under 5 feet or bearded. So he figured that gnomes would be the perfect first enemy for Dipper and Mabel to tangle with, since they're supernatural enough to show off the wonder of Gravity Falls, but short enough to dropkick. A threat that builds out the world, but Dipper and Mabel could still handle. Once again, we also got new shorts on the way, as EIDR, the Universal Media Identifier for film, TV, and digital content, registered a brand new How Not to Draw short and a theme song takeover for Gravity Falls. Although no date has been announced at the moment, it makes the most sense for these to be dropping in September, probably within the next couple of weeks. The last How Not to Draw for the Book of Bill was all about Stan, so I could see Dipper and Mabel taking the reins here, or Bill because, come on, my guy's easy to animate. As for the theme song takeover, I'm not really sure who's gonna take it over. I think Ford would be the most interesting pick, especially as we get more insight into the 30 years where he was traveling around the multiverse, or maybe even see what he's up to after the series, if they take a page out of the recent Star theme song takeover, which was set after Cleaved. I would actually love a double Grunkle theme song takeover that explores what the two are up to in their sea adventures. I could also see a post-series Seuss theme song takeover, where we get to check in on him and the Mystery Shack crew. Is Wendy still working there? And if so, how's she doing? I think this would be a really easy way to quickly showcase the cast of Gravity Falls, showing us how everyone's doing, aside from Dipper, Mabel, Stan, and Ford, as they're currently elsewhere living out their lives. We'll just have to wait and see, but I'm so excited to finally be getting another wave of Gravity Falls mania. It just hits different, man. And of course, when the art book comes out, you can expect tons of Gravity Falls videos on this channel, diving into the lost episodes, behind-the-scenes trivia, character deep dives, and of course a breakdown of the big secret this book is set to have. So be sure to subscribe to the Roundtable with notifications on so you never miss a video. And with that said, I want to know what you guys think. What are you looking forward to the most from this book? And are you excited to get your hands on it come September 15th? Let us know in the comments down below, and keep the conversation going over on Twitter and Instagram by giving me a follow at OstricFox and at Roundtable Vids. Support us for just $1 over at Patreon, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day. Peace.
What we do here is go back.
Need something to throw on while you draw, study, or sleep? Roundtable Rewind's got you covered. So why not take a stroll down memory lane and subscribe?
No one can tell me what to do.
See you there.